welcome to Fatmata Speaks. Welcome to this month's reading, or whenever you're finding this, that's when you're supposed to find this message. But for those who are finding it in April, welcome. I hope March was okay. March gave you guys what it promised, gave you guys the opportunity, gave you guys the movement that you were seeking, and you were able to make the best out of it. As always, these messages are from a meditation, so if you do not believe in such, then this message is not for you. So let's jump into the message. So the message that I received for April, well, I received two types of messages, and I'm not entirely sure if they are meant for the same collective. So I'm going to do the first message first and then do the second. And if in your case, both applies and both are connected, then this one is definitely for you. But if only one connects, then that's one is the one you're supposed to take. Take only that which aligns with you, okay, people? Use your discernment. So let's get into it. Okay, so the first message that I received was, basically, it was a race. And at the end of the race, the main advice that came out of it was, you need to play according to your strength. Now, maybe the movements in March were a lot, and you find yourself in a place that made you think or makes you think that you need to survive, or you have been surviving in March, and now that we're in April, the universe is telling you to stop. Or maybe in April, you finding yourself surviving rather than living and thriving in life. And that's not what is in plan for you. That's not what the universe has planned for you. Yes, you're supposed to take actions. Yes, you're supposed to do your best. Yes, you're supposed to invest in it, but you're not meant to survive. Now, what I mean by that is, because one of the images that came up was literally of a race. And in this race, there were rats, there were dogs, and there were humans. And the humans were running like an animal. Like having, how the animals run, those with four legs. They were all on fours, and they had like their hands kind of like acting like the front paws of the animals, and they were doing this, like imagine how a cheetah will run. And that's exactly how the humans were running. But that's not the way humans are supposed to run. You're supposed to run upright and then be like this. But they were doing this. It was quite animalistic. So in the process of surviving, in the process of going towards a certain goal, you've completely forgotten the skills, the know-how, the peace, the inner work that you have been cultivating in the last couple of months, weeks, or years. And you need to remind yourself of them. You need to remind yourself of that, because you have cultivated peace. You have known peace. You have done lots of inner work. You have cleaned up so much. You've let go of so much. And now I know sometimes there are changes that kind of like pulls you back, but you're not supposed to allow yourself to be pulled back. You have to stop. You have to pull the brakes and tell yourself, no, that's not who I want to become. That's not the person I want to be. To give you guys an example, imagine you're an artist, right? You're a painter, you paint, and you have developed your style. But because you were not receiving the desired results, you decided to switch to what is popular, to what is trendy. And you've been producing what's trendy, and maybe you've been even getting the results that you wanted. But deep inside, you know that's not who you are. So you're producing, but the joy that you felt before while painting, that's kind of like disappearing bit by bit. Now you have the chance, before it all disappears, before it all goes away, to stop. To stop and go back to the way you do things. This is not to say you're not allowed to change, you're not allowed to shake things up. You're allowed to shake things up. But you always have to keep in mind that whatever you do has to align with who you are and who you're trying to become. You're not supposed to be performative for others. You're supposed to perform only for you. You're all supposed to only act according to your truth. And now I'm not saying, I know certain situations you find yourself being like, okay, but if I do that, then I get the money and then I can pay the bills and all that. But by doing that, I'm kind of like lying to myself. I'm kind of betraying myself. I know being in such situation is kind of hard, but be creative and think outside the box. And in another working setting, for example, there is a promotion position that is open and it will be a promotion for you and you want that. That's good. It's okay to want things. And unfortunately, you're not the only one who wants that. Others want that as well. And you put in the work and all that. But you find yourself becoming someone you're not. Maybe you're becoming more aggressive or becoming vindictive or you're becoming manipulative, and that's not who you are. Or if you were like that before, that's not who you want to be right now and who you want to be in the future. If you find yourself like acting in ways that are not really who you are not really who you want to be, then just stop. Take a break. Take a break, take a breather, because that's what you need in that moment. Sometimes we get so overly focused on a particular goal that we forget to ask one question. What am I working towards? What am I working towards? Because with this example of having the promotion, yes, having a promotion is good because you get more money. More money means you get to buy more things and get to travel and all that. But that position could contain something that you do not want and something that you're not trying to work towards. For example, the position might contain you traveling a lot more than you would prefer. That's not the lifestyle you want. So why are you trying to work towards that particular lifestyle? You're supposed to work towards the things that you desire, the things that you want, not the things that looks fancy schmancy and will bring you respect and all validation from others, but not truly what you want deep inside. So, and if you find yourself in such a situation, please just step back. Let those who want to travel that much go for it. Maybe that aspect, that the new aspect that are coming up in that position is not what you actually enjoy in the job. Seriously, if you find yourself in that position in April, ask yourself, what do I want? What do I want? Like personally, like one thing I want in life is freedom. And that includes financial freedom, but also freedom of movement, because I want to travel. I want to see the world before I disappear, you know. And I recently started a business, right? And I want to travel the world. Tell me, why did I start a business that involved printing and having a physical product? At first, I was so invested in trying to make the physical product sell, to make it work, that I completely forgot that. I plan on traveling. I do not plan on sitting in one position for a long period of time. And by having a physical product, that's exactly what I'm putting myself in. You see, it doesn't work. It doesn't work. So I had to rethink the whole business situation again. That's just an example of what this message is trying to tell you. Is that what you're working towards? Is that what you're investing in? Truly what you want? Does it give you what you're seeking? Ask yourself that even before April starts, because this I think I'm gonna post this before April begins. So ask yourself. Start asking yourself, is this what I'm working is that what I'm working towards? What I actually want, what I actually need? If that's not the case, pivot. It's okay. Pivot, change the whole plan, let it go. You do not owe anyone an explanation. A no is a full sentence. No is a full sentence. A no is a full sentence. It's okay to say, I don't want it anymore. Yes, I wanted it, but now after I've been thinking it, I don't want it anymore. You can have it. It's okay to step back. It's not, it doesn't make you a loser. I don't like that word. It doesn't make you a loser. It doesn't make you a failure. Nothing of that sort. It makes you someone who knows what they want and are ready to do and take the necessary step. So in April, ask yourself, what do I want? What am I working towards? And is that what I'm working towards giving me the desired result? If that's not the case, let it go. Let it go. It's okay. It truly is okay. Because when you act according to your truth, and align yourself with that frequency, you will find clarity. You will find a way to actually get to that particular goal. And the last image of that particular message was, so the rats, they all ran into the light, kind of like that was a light of something, and the rats, they all entered, and then the person could have entered as well, but they stopped, and then they took another path. It took them a little bit longer, but they reached a new destination, and it was a house, a very beautiful house, and the house is the self, and the house has bright colors, meaning you finding the way back to you, the way back to your desires, the way back to your truth, and that is gonna let you bloom, because you're gonna put yourself in the right environment that actually aligns, that actually adds to you. The place was really beautiful. Imagine the snowy cottages. Yeah, imagine the cottages on the snowy mountain, but instead of snow, you have lots of greens. Very beautiful spring-like picture. It was a beautiful image. It was a beautiful image. It really was. But yeah, don't be afraid to say no. Don't be afraid to go your own path. It might feel a bit lonely, but believe me, the dogs, you have loyal people around you, okay? You have loyal people around you, cheering you on, walking the path with you, giving you advice. Of course, use discernment. Not all advice should be taken. But yeah, go walk your own path. Don't be too hyper focused on surviving, on paying that bill, on doing this and that you forget that what you truly want, you're not going after it. Go after it. Change that. Go after it. So that was the first message. But the second message, this one can be understood in two different ways, okay? But the main message behind it is justice is being served. Justice is being served after a long while of waiting, of friction, of anger, of delays, of many no's. You're finally getting the justice that you deserve. You're getting the yes. You're getting a yes. Or you're getting, yes, getting a yes. For example, in the court situation, right? You might be having some legal dispute and all, and it's gonna turn out well for you, even if it didn't look good the whole time. But you stick on it, you stick to the truth, it's gonna turn out well for you. Because at the image that I saw was an officer, they were they were snowboarding, right? No, it wasn't snowboarding, it was surf. They were surfing, but they were surfing on a cheese grater. Okay, a cheese grater, imagine that. And they were not bleeding, they were not hurt, they were just on it, surfing until they reached their destination, and then they got off. And then they gave the letter to someone. And then there were celebrations after that. So you're getting justice. You're getting justice. Justice is being served. In a court matter, you're coming out on top. In other matters, I don't know, for example, you've applied for a visa. No, visa is German. You've applied for a visa, or you've applied for school, for university, for a program, and maybe you've applied more than once, and now you're getting the yes. because now is the perfect time for that. So if you're waiting on a particular result or a response, stay positive. Stay positive and do what you can do. Send in the papers on time, have the right papers sent in, get yourself a lawyer if you're having a legal dispute, and sticking to the truth, finding evidence, just stick to the truth and know that it's gonna come out. The result is gonna be in your favor. It's really gonna be in your favor. Now, the reason why I said this can be understood in another way is because when the person received the letter from the officer, they kind of looked surprised, and then they opened it and then saw what it was. So it could be that someone is fighting for your justice without you knowing. Someone is making sure you get that yes because they know that you deserve it. So you might have applied for something and you're like, oh, you're waiting, you're not seeing anything. But actually what's happening is someone in that office is like, no, this person needs to have this. This person is going to have this. I'm going to make sure and see to it that they have it. And then they might be experiencing some drama because others might be like, no, they don't deserve it, blah, blah, blah. And they're like, no, this person is getting it. So someone is getting you justice. Or it could be the other way around. You are getting justice for someone. And they might not be aware of the works that you're putting in, or they might be, but they don't have to be. But you stepping up for justice. You're making sure that justice is served to the right person, to the right people even. So in the month of April, it's all about staying true to yourself, knowing what you want, knowing and understanding your heart, and then go towards what you believe, go towards what you desire for yourself and for others. Helping others is really rewarding, okay? So if you have the opportunity to help others, do not shy away from it. Do not shrink away from it. Allow yourself to grant others the opportunity. By doing that, you bring in then a form of abundance, okay? So in April, be true to yourself. Be true to yourself. I say best of luck, best of luck. Also, if you guys need an angel number reading or hydromancy reading, check out my website. The link is down in the caption below. Have a blessed week. Bye.